Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video, and today I want to talk about Dying Light 2 and should you play it in 2023. So I'm just going to talk about what I liked about the game and what I disliked about the game, and at the end I'll tell you if I recommend it or not. So first, let's start off with the main story. The main story has you follow Aiden. Aiden is part of a group of survivors called the Pilgrims who travel across the world acting as couriers. They are also known as outcasts and are the only real form of long-distance communication left between human settlements. The story starts with Aiden deciding that he wants to search for his sister Mia, who he believes is the key to unlocking his shrouded past and teaching him who he really is. But Aiden finds himself first getting caught up in other issues bigger than his own. So that's just the main summary of the story. Now, story-wise, I didn't mind Dying Light 2. I like the characters you'll meet along the way, like Hakan and Lawan. I also like the multiple dialogue options that are given to you that can affect the story, but I feel like Dying Light 2's story struggles from bad pacing, as you are given multiple storylines that all interconnect somehow. For example, if Aiden helps out Hakan or Lawan, they will give you information about Mia, but first, you must complete a quest or a series of quests for them.
I did what you wanted. It's your turn. Get me to the center.
Opening the tunnel to the central loop is beyond my pay grade, Pilgrim. Command wants me to find the killer.
Ader, you promised!
Cool down, Pilgrim. I keep my promises. First, take this. Token of gratitude.
Ader, I have to get to the center. Get it?
You're looking for someone, right? I want to go to the central loop too. My wife and kids are there, and I can't protect them when I'm stuck here. The tunnel will open when I find the killer. Is that clear? You can help me, or you can wait until I find him myself.
Now, this I like at some points, as you get invested in the other storylines and want to help out the other survivors, but it also makes the overall plot feel like a side plot. The story also goes more in depth about your relationship with the main villain, but I also felt like the main villain, Waltz, feels really underutilized. Overall, I felt like Dying Light 2's story starts strong with a mysterious protagonist with an interesting story to tell, but it honestly ends mediocre and it disappoints. On the other hand, I really like the gameplay of Dying Light 2, and it's probably my favorite part of the game. The combat system is so much fun, as you'll start off with a light attack, a heavy attack, blocking, dodging, and mantling over enemies. You will eventually unlock more abilities from the skill tree that adds to the combat, making it more complex and fun. I really like how you're able to unlock abilities like parrying, stomping, grappling, deflecting, and so much more. I also enjoyed using Dying Light 2's weapons. Dying Light 2 will have you use one-handed and two-handed melee weapons that you'll be able to add mods to. Mods can be scavenged or bought at shops. These mods add effects like fire or electricity. These effects will make your weapons more powerful, and you can add multiple mods so you can mix and match, for example, fire and ice. Dying Light 2 also has different range weapons, but it's very limited, as you have different rarities of bows that you can find or a boomstick weapon that you can craft, but it will break after you use it. Unfortunately, Dying Light 2 doesn't have any firearms in the game at the moment, but it will eventually be added in during the game's autumn and winter updates. Weapons will also have a durability, and once the weapon's durability runs out, it breaks. This issue will also be fixed in the upcoming updates, as you will be able to repair weapons. I really like this because I got attached to certain weapons in Dying Light 2, like the legendary weapons that were just really powerful, and I had certain weapons that had mods on that I thought were really awesome and really cool, and once they broke, it was hard for me to want to switch over to another weapon. So I'm really happy that they're adding this. Dying Light 2 also has a ranking and gear system that I have a mixed opinion on, because it reminds me of Assassin's Creed and Far Cry 6's systems, and they all feel just really unnecessary. Every piece of gear is slotted into 6 categories. You have the headgear, chest piece, gloves, sneakers, bracers, or joggers, and it's fitted to an individual's class. In total, there are 4 classes. You'll have Tank, which specializes in absorbing and dealing lots of damage at an expense of speed. Brawler, which focuses on a mix of speed and damage output. Ranger, which is mostly focuses on agility over damage, and Medic, which specializes in healing abilities. The ranking and gearing system for me felt like it slowed down my progress through the main story that already has pacing issues, but on top of that, for me, doing some of the open world content as well. I don't think Dying Light 2 needs a gearing system, although it was nice to have some of the added stats, but for me personally, I like following the main story in single player games, so when I'm forced to do other activities because my gear isn't a high enough rank or I'm not the right level, it's frustrating. I guess it depends on what kind of player you are, but I also like RPG games when they're done right, like the Outer Worlds or Mass Effect. I feel like Dying Light 2 shouldn't be an RPG, but more of an action-adventure survival game. I also like the game's open world activities like scavenging airdrops, attacking bandit camps, looting Forsaken stores, dark hollows, military convoys, and so much more. All these activities are a way of gathering weapons, gear, and supplies. I actually liked gathering supplies in the game too, because once you've gained enough supplies, you can craft items like Molotovs, grenades, mines, and arrows to help you out in combat. Dying Light 2 also has a wide variety of enemies to fight while scavenging for gear and weapons. The game has two human factions to fight. You have the Renegades and the Peacekeepers, but my favorite encounters had to be against the Infected. Dying Light 2, for the most part, brings back most of its infected enemies like Virals, Hazmats, Demolitioners, and Volatiles, but adds cool new ones like Banshees, Spitters, Howlers, and more. Facing the Infected always kept me on my toes and was sometimes very difficult, especially facing the Volatiles. Fighting the Infected at night is some of the best combat that you'll get in a zombie game. But that about wraps up combat for Dying Light. It's a lot of fun and personally never gets old. The variety of weapons, skills, and enemies just keep the game feeling fun. It does have its downsides like the leveling and gearing, but overall combat is ultimately what kept me playing the game for almost 40 hours. Now let's talk about Dying Light 2's other half, the parkour. Parkour is amazing in Dying Light 2, but what makes it amazing is the game's skill tree. Dying Light 2 starts you off with just the basic climbing, jumping, but after playing through the game and leveling, you will unlock more abilities like high jump, firm grip, sliding, wall running, double jump, dash, and more. Other than the added abilities of the skill tree, you will also eventually gain access to a paraglider that allows you to glide through the city for a short time, or you could unlock a grappling hook to swing across large gaps and scale buildings. The overall feeling of parkouring feels great. It's smooth and it's fluid, and it honestly is the best parkour I've played in a game personally. So, should you play Dying Light 2? I would say yes. It has a decent story to follow, great combat, and parkour. The skill tree is my favorite skill tree in any games that I've played recently to date, and the world is stunning and beautiful to explore with tons of missions and content for you to do even after the credits have rolled. The developers are also constantly updating the game, making quality of life improvements and adding content. So, the game does have its flaws, but that's just my opinion, and is easily something that you might not find to be an issue. So, I'd say get the game if you've been waiting to play it for a while, or wait for a sale. Either way, I think you're getting a great game. Anyways, guys, that's been it for me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I really liked playing Dying Light 2 when I played it a couple months ago. It was honestly one of my favorite games that I played this year. I had a lot of fun with it. I played almost 40 hours. I think I have 38 hours total on the game, and yeah, it was an overall really great time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, leave a like and comment down below and subscribe for more gaming commentaries like this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.